butt, man. Ain't nothing.
No. We can do that at the end. There you go.
Got straight on my man. Man, why you rushing around here, man?
I got your bathroom, man.
Oh, man.
I don't know what you talking about.
Nah, bro, that boy all crooked. Come on, bro.
It ain't crooked.
It is. I'm sitting there looking at it.
What's up, King?
Man.
That's Anthony.
What's up? What's up, Skill?
AB.
Man,
Oh, you know what?
turn that
This what I need to do right here. This what we did. It ain't crooked. It's this.
That too, man.
There you go.
Bring it on in there, man. You still
Now,
really
bring
get
it in. You won't be able to see all your stuff. Want to make sure you can see all your. Hold on.
that? Hey, man, I'm about to let you. This let go day. That's what's getting happening here, boy. Every week I come in here, man, I try to be.
Every week I gotta prove my
I try to be out there nice, man.
Every week I gotta prove my
Every week, man. One of these weeks, boy, you. Good evening. This show, Joaquin Thompson of the Daily Bread Radio Show, coming to you live from. Boop, boop.
Say it.
Lilburn. I don't know, man. I miss Snellville, man.
Oh Lord.
I miss Snellville, man. I don't know if this is gonna work for me, man.
So you want to trade it? You want to trade in this view?
What view?
Yeah, right there. Look
Some
ahead.
cars going by?
Look ahead of you. That's a view.
Car lot?
That's
Hey, come on, man. Like
that's
you
a
looking
view.
Malibu or something, man. This ain't
Nah.
no
You see that
car.
ocean out there?
What I see?
The ocean.
Oh, man, Look, man, I'm. Hey, man, y'all stop all that slapping hands, man. I can hear that.
Your hand wet, man.
God, man, every time you see somebody, you want to slap hands. But, yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Joaquin Thompson. I'm coming to you live from Lilburn, Georgia. We just moved in our new location.
Yes, sir.
Great location, great new studio. And for those of you all that are joining for the first time listeners, first time people joining, just want to tell you a little bit about the show. I'm the host, Joaquin Thompson Sr., and this is our 71st episode. This is 71. So I was thinking about that coming in, because that means we got 29 shows to the 100th episode, man. I'm about to get a band in here. I mean a marching band. I'm going to do it real big.
Come on now.
I'm going to get a drum line. One of these area high schools, y'all think I'm joking, mark my word, I'm going to have a drum line in here. That mug going to be got there going crazy. It's going to be do. We going to go off. We going off. So
all
we got,
the way in.
what?
Going all the way in.
Man, you might not even be here, man. You might. I just went on Indeed today. I was looking up, scrolling through some producers' radio shows, but I didn't see none I like. So,
There you go.
but we 29 episodes away from that. But we 71 episodes from beginning. 71 episodes away from the beginning. So we getting into that toddler stage. We was newborns. Now we getting into that toddler stage. And I have to say, I don't normally say this. I don't normally think like this, but the last 2 weeks, if you haven't gone back and listened to the last 2 weeks show, you gotta go back and listen to us. Dude,
It's
I'm
the new
telling you,
location.
what?
It's the new location.
Man, them 2 shows were so hot and so helpful. They got me, man, I had to re-engage in some stuff myself.
Come on.
And I was giving the information out, so I was like, when I tell you, man, do yourself a favor, go back and listen to that would be episode 69 and episode 70, when we talked about income statements and balance sheets. I mean, incredible shows. So,
Hold on a second.
Aloha, this is Wally Amos, and you are listening to the Daily Bread Radio. It's the best.
boy, boy, that's right there, man. You know how to get a joker going, boy. You know how to get somebody going, man. Ain't nothing like that, man. So, but yeah, for those of you all that are joining for the first time, this show is about personal finance. And what I do each and every week, every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m., I take some time out and we talk and have a conversation about personal finance. Because my belief and the show's belief is this: it's only, and we do the show on personal finance from a spiritual perspective. We don't do religion. I have to give that disclaimer every week, because every week I run into somebody and they telling me about they from ZME and ABJ, and I'm like, I get it, but it's only one. It's only one. So we only honor one supreme being, and that's God. So with all them other names that you give him, you know, Yahweh, Creator, you know, Supreme Boss, whatever you want to call it, God. Well, you don't know about that, man. That's what some of the listening audience, they know what Supreme Bossless is, man. You ain't on that level.
Ain't got there yet?
You ain't got it. I'm working on you, man.
Okay.
Working on you. You stick with me, man, you gonna go places.
Gonna go somewhere.
No, not go somewhere. You going places, man.
There.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this week we're super excited. At the bottom of the hour, or at 8:30. Let me be specific. At 8:30, we're gonna have our special guest to join us. That's Dr. Johnny Bowman Jr. Duval County's one of Duval County's favorite sons, and me and JB, I call him JB. Me and JB grew up together, and was reading his book. He has a new book. It's called From Failure to Faith to Freedom. Just the title alone, just that title. God really gave him the right title for that book, man, because just the title alone is like, man, that's just inspirational. From failure to faith to freedom. Like, oh my gosh. So I had the opportunity to read the book. We're gonna have Johnny on. It's not like having the author of the book, because he's gonna give us some more in-depth conversation and some more in-depth meaning about the book, what this means, what, you know, and just, you know, the inspiration for the book. Because before you write a book, but those of you that haven't written a book before, just a little insight. Before you write a book, the first thing the book comes is in your mind. You have this idea. And it's a long idea, and it's an idea that ruminates. It just sticks with you. Like you come into like, man, I should write. Then you start doing the chapters, and you get into it. But then it's a deep process. And looking at where the book is based on, it's definitely based in spirituality and in God. I can't preface by saying that. I'm not gonna give it away, but I can say that. Excellent read. So Johnny's going to tell you everywhere you can go and pick up a copy. And go and pick up a copy, because that's the other thing that we do on the Daily Bread Radio Show. We believe in supporting each other. So as you see, I have my copy. You need to go out and get your copy too, because as we support each other, we don't have to go outside and wait for somebody else to do it for us. We can do it for ourselves.
That's right.
We can make this book a national bestseller.
Yep.
He could be on, you know, all the talk shows, all the radio shows, all the social media. We can drive that. We don't have to wait for somebody else. I was about to go there on that, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna keep it real low key tonight.
He already arrived.
Huh?
He's already arrived.
Oh, he is definitely arrived, bro.
You know why?
Cause he's on Daily Bread Radio Show.
You better say it.
What you talking about,
You
man?
better say it.
This world. Once you on this show, look, I done had one. Once you get on this show, man, the sky's the limit. Especially when we hit that 100. I can't wait to that 100th episode, man. We're gonna have to get. I'm trying to think. We're gonna have to get some other people to come on, man. Oprah? I don't know, man. Oprah, man, sometimes Oprah, like, she's so busy, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I want somebody who want to be on the show.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I want somebody who want to be on the show. I don't want people, you know, that we have to beg and drag and, oh, I thought you, no, I want you to come on to the Daily Bread Radio Show because you want to be a part of something special.
You get Les Brown.
Now, Les I can do, because Les, that's one of my mentors. Les Brown is one of my mentors. I mean, I always say I want to be one motivational speech better than Les Brown. Just one more. And Les is still going. Les is into his 70s. He's doing this thing. That's one of my mentors. So we need to reach out to Les.
Yeah.
Why don't you do? You're the producer.
It may
What you waiting on me for?
The first time you ever said something about it.
Man, you're supposed to know your personalities.
Is that what it is?
You're supposed to know, you're supposed to know your personalities. And so so this week, a couple of things on my mind before we bring on our guests. And it's something that you all need to be thinking about too. And write this down. We're going into, like I talked about from a business standpoint, we're going into Q4. And for all of the listeners out there, Q4 means that we only got 3 months left in the year. October, November, and December. And these are the quickest 3 months of the year. Why?
Yeah, man.
Soon as you get into October, everybody's pushing Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the end of October, everybody can't wait to get to Thanksgiving. When you get to Thanksgiving, can't wait to Christmas, and when you get to Christmas, it's New Year's. But we got 3 months to get it. You still got 3 months to get it right. Meaning get it right. Think about your book, because earlier this year, what did we talk about? Everybody should be thinking about writing at least one book. We talked about the importance of saving at least $1,000. We had the 90-day $1,000 challenge. If you haven't saved $1,000, put that onto your radar so that way it could be $50 a check, $25 a check. But listen, once you get to $1,000, once you get to $1,000, you're gonna have more in savings than 65 to 70% of the people in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They said less than 30% of the people in the United States have at least $1,000 in savings.
Yep.
So you're gonna get into some really, small company. But you really Why you gonna wait till you get on my show and start? Why you gonna wait till you get on my show and start with all the man? The show before mine, y'all playing rap music. You told me I can't play no rap. Y'all playing Jay-Z, brand new. I get on here, you wanna start playing?
Hey, that's what
Man,
people,
when you get on my show, when you start playing all these,
look at when people get all
man,
that
come
money,
on,
what they
man.
gonna say?
Stop playing all them,
When they get all that money, what they gonna say?
what are them things? Special effects. Man, boy. You wait till this season over. You got 3 months. You got 3 months, man. I'm going to Indeed in the morning and I'm looking for a producer, boy. You got 3 months, man.
You can't tell me that went on point.
Man.
You can't tell me that went on point.
Oh man, I love this show, man. I love this show, but yeah. So you got 3 months. You got 3 months to get it. The savings. Get you $1,000. If you haven't done an income statement, take some time and do an income statement. If you haven't looked at your balance sheet, your household balance sheet, take some time to look for that. If you need to start a business and haven't, in order to get the tax advantages, you still got 3 months. So we shouldn't be 3 months like, oh, I'm waiting on Christmas, oh, I'm waiting on. No, man, we should be like diligently working towards getting some things in place that if you don't do them by the 31st at midnight, you can't take credit for it this year. It just won't happen like that. And the other thing that I thought about was this. We had the same conversation this time last year. 3 months left in the year, I was talking about all the things that we need to do going into 2018. And one of the questions that you have to, I want everybody to just take a minute and ask themselves this question. From this time last year to tonight, from this time last year to tonight, what have you achieved? I'm saying, what have you achieved mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and in any other aspect of your life? What have you achieved in that time period? Has things gone up for you, stayed the same, what we call being flat, or have they gone down? Is your spiritual walk stronger than last year? Has your spiritual walk improved? Have your emotional walk improved? Have your financial walk improved? That's all we've been talking about. And on the Daily Bread Radio Show, my biggest, I guess you would say, my biggest aspiration for this show is this, or my biggest desire for this show is this, that everybody that listens to the show do 2 things. Take action on the things that I'm listening to and share this information with another person. Take action, share it with another person. That's how you create legacies. Legacies is not just in your family, but think about all the stuff that's going on politically. You got Andrew Gillum running for, governor of Florida. What if he becomes the governor? Then what? Like, we ain't gonna wait for him to become governor and then play. It's like, what are we gonna do then? I mean, are we gonna be looking for some type of nonprofit, some grants, some, things that we can do, or we getting closer? I mean, what are we gonna do? How are we planning for 2019, 2020, 2021. Because like I've talked about in the last 2 episodes, if you're not planning your life, if you're not planning to be the biggest star, listen to this. If you're not planning to be the biggest star in your own production, then you're going to be the smallest stand-in in somebody else's. Because they got a plan for you. So if you don't have a plan for yourself, then somebody else will be, they'll gladly say, hey, we need some extras. Come on, get in here. We'll take your money. We'll take your, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations. We'll make you feel helpless, hopeless, all of that foolishness. But if you are the biggest star in your own production, if you still are dreaming big dreams, just like we in the studio, we put these things, put our logos up, Gorilla Pumps and Daily Bread Radio Show, DKM Radio. We do all this stuff because we just plant seeds. We sowing seeds, and that's the thing that we do here on Daily Bread Radio, and we support each other. So the number to the show, that's going to be very important tonight. And y'all call in because y'all going to have 2, this is history in the making, 30 years in the making, 2 of Duval's greatest sons. I'm going to just say it like that. I ain't going to be modest tonight. The night ain't modest night. Humblelia.
Humblelia.
I'm from Humblelia, but the night ain't the night. The night is like, hey man, I got my man JB coming on, Dr. Johnny Bowman. So he done put some pressure on me. So when I seen Dr. Johnny Bowman, I said, damn, I need to go get a PhD. What do I need to do? Or do I just start writing doctor on my stuff?
Hey, doctor on. Hey, doctor on. Put on that.
That's probably easiest, right? Just put Dr. Thompson.
Cheap or
So
two.
forget all of, going through all of them obstacles and things, man. Just, but
Cheap or two.
yeah, man, just a lot of stuff going on, and let's just be, just nice to each other, man. A lot of stuff, of course everybody's into social media and what's going on in the world, things that went on with Cat Williams and, Wanda Smith and man, just so, it was hurtful. When I first saw it, I had one opinion, and when I saw it the second time, I was like, man, it's so hurtful, man, because, and what gave me some additional perspective, I would say, is just listening to the interview with Kevin Hart on The Breakfast Club. And him and Tiffany Haddish was on The Breakfast Club, and the way that he broke it down was just so deep, because that's what it's all about. It's about us being supportive of one another. Even if we disagree, right? Even if we disagree, it's a way to disagree from a place of respect and not just be, not just be what we call in science, not to be catabolic. I'm gonna hit y'all with some of that. Not to be catabolic. That means you breaking things down. Catabolism, breaking things down. We want to be anabolic, meaning we building up. Anabolism, we building things up, we growing. But we got to get out of tear down. We got enough problems and enough things going on that we need to be supportive of one another, make sure that we stay grounded, and at the same time have some fun with your life. Life's too short, things are too serious. Don't take yourself too serious. Have some fun, but definitely be about your business and be about the business that God has blessed you with, and I would say the different gifts that He's blessed you with. So week in and week out, wherever I go, people be asking me about the show. Hey, what's going on? And I was thinking about, that was another thought I had. I was like, man, what does the show gonna look like when we get to 1,000? We're 30 shows away from 100, but what's the show gonna look like when we get to 1,000? Will we have arrived? Will we made it? Or will we still be grinding, making it happen, sowing seed, and but I think either way, I'm good either way. Because I think on the pace that we're on, how long is it gonna take us to get to 1,000 shows? Is that like 10 years from now?
I don't know. We're going to make it.
Oh, man, I'm thinking I ought to start going to like twice a week. To speed that process up 3 times a week, because
Let's make it happen.
I can't be waiting. I hate to fade out on y'all, man. Go ahead and get to like 153 and be like, man, that's enough.
Man, I can't make it.
We ain't get the call by 153. If we ain't get the call by 153, man, we got to reevaluate some things, But nah, we ain't stopping. I can't stop. It's in my blood, and like I've always said, this is something God put on my heart for me to do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna definitely keep doing it, and making sure that I can, if nothing else, I can be a conduit or a platform for other people to be able to, come and share and have a conversation. And the number to the studio is 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. And we're going to be here every week. And going into the last part, I think what I need to do is just really get us all focused on things that we need to tighten up for the end of 2018 and get ready for 2019. Credit is always at the top of the list. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, credit is always at the top of the list, and I think we need to talk about that some more, because I think credit is kind of like I look at credit kind of like an ocean or a heartbeat. You know, me and my daughter was talking about that earlier this week. She's working in the ER at an area hospital, and just telling her about the importance of credit, and not only just credit, but learning the language of credit, learning how to read a credit report. Most people don't know how to read a credit report, so I mean they're credit illiterate. Like even if you gave them a credit report, they don't know how to read it. Like they don't know which knobs to turn to make their score go up, to stop it from going down. They don't know the things that will make it go down. They don't know the things make. So that means that I guess it would be like credit illiterate in a sense. So we need to spend some more time with that. Some of the other things that we're talking about doing is, I would say within the next 30 days, we're gonna have some whiteboards that we're gonna, secure and bring it to the studio, because I think it's time for, look at this, bigger than this one. I can write on this one, but.
Yeah, I think it's it too.
All right, so I'll use this one in the interim.
Yeah.
So we can put our little $100 on it. Let me see what $100 look like. Man, I feel like I'm on the Price is Right or something, man. We're gonna get something we can do it for real, man. Like I ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying, writing down these little small numbers on there. But and it worked good for the last 2 shows, but that's something else I'm gonna do, is just do some more teaching. I'm gonna be doing some shows specifically for teens and young people, because it's my belief that the amount of time that we spend in youth sports, and I definitely support all youth sports, because it's definitely nothing like being a part of a team, whether it's youth sports, being in the band, being in the choir, just being on a team. It teaches you certain things about life that I think all kids should be involved with some type of organization or some type of organized activity. But something else that I want to bring to that space is I want to start teaching personal finance to younger people. Right? So that way when you get ready to go to college, you already understand credit, what the do's and don'ts with credit, money management. Most people now, I don't even think kids nowadays even know how to write a check, because people don't use checks now. I was talking to my daughter the other day. I was like, she said, "What?" I said, "Well," she said, "This is the way we do things now." I was like, "So everybody just cash apping everybody?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Cash apping everybody?" I'm like, "But is that we paying bills in cash app? You pay bills?
Yeah.
You pay your bills in cash app?"
Some people do.
Wow. Okay. How you track it? Are you tracking your bills in cash app?
They send some back to you. They send like a receipt back to you. When you pay.
I send you a receipt. I said your budget though. You have your budget?
My budget, yeah, I got a budget.
Is it a cash app?
No.
Oh man.
No.
Okay.
No.
I just gotta come up to the time though. I ain't worried about that. But anyway, one of the things I definitely want to do is start getting to some younger people and exposing them to this thing called personal finance, because every day, every way, it's touching everything from, the gentleman Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh. Did you see that?
I looked at it, but something that blew my mind, man.
Man, what was that?
You tell me just off topic a little bit. Excuse me for doing that.
Man, don't go
Well,
too far off
my
topic.
wife, my wife's an educator.
Yeah, your wife's principal.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, they don't, in elementary school, they don't even teach cursive writing no more.
Man, because can't nobody write. Cursive writing.
Yeah.
Man,
They don't even teach cursive
they
writing.
don't even teach. They don't even teach print once you get past pre-K. Talking about cursive writing. Dude, where do you even get? I don't even think people even use cursive writing no more. When the last time you wrote something in cursive?
Man, when I signed my,
I mean, outside your name.
Yeah.
I mean, when the last time you wrote a poem in cursive? Like when you
that's crazy.
when you did them Q's and G's, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But I mean, it's a lost art, man. People, and it's sad to say, people and kids today, they're doing so much texting that they don't even know how to write.
Exactly.
I'm talking about knowing how to write. Like, how to write. Hey man, you got to stop with all of them, them special effects, but I mean, it's true.
It's crazy, man.
Man, JB, man, that's crazy. But yeah, a lot of kids, man, they it's unfortunate, but that's what I'm seeing in the school system.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are getting left behind because, I mean, back in the day we had reading, writing, and arithmetic, which arithmetic really wasn't technically a subject, but arithmetic got us where we was going. Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yep.
But now, man, I mean, students are they not reading on level. They not, everybody just watching YouTube, and I'm like, man, we got to get back to the basics. So I think for the last 3 months of the year, that's what I'm gonna focus on. Just getting back to the basics. Just blocking, tackling, punt, pass, and kick. Just get back to the basics, man. So that way we can, help to empower, the next generation and teach them some stuff about what they need to do, how they need to read, personal finance statements, how to read an income statement, how to read a balance sheet. So that way when they because when they become of age, sometimes when you become of age, it's too late.
Yep.
Because sometimes when you done got into certain habits and you let people get into your mind,
Just read.
sometimes it's hard for you to change.
Just read.
People start thinking like that's the way it is. I'm like, no, it ain't like that. You can change that. I don't have nothing to do with that. So that's my mission. That's what God put in me, and that's what I'm gonna be working on for the next 930 episodes of the Daily Bread Radio Show, and working on some other things too. That's along with. Oh, we got a call. I think that's JB.
It is.
Good evening. This is Joaquin Thompson with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey man, this is Dr. John.
He just come in and he just kicked the door.
Hey man, wait a minute.
Just kicked that door in.
Nah, you ain't just kicked my table over. We said. That brother came in and said, wait a minute, man, Dr. Johnny. No, that don't sound spiritual. That sound like, well, you sound like you collecting money, man. So, Dr. Johnny. Man, what's up, JB? What's happening? Hey, man, you have to turn your computer down in the background, man. We can hear that feedback, man. Dr. Johnny came in and kicked the door in. Shoot. Okay, all right. Y'all straighten up.
Get me, man.
Hey, man, all right, I got it. We got Dr. Johnny on. So, hey, man, so we have a ritual that we do on the Daily Bread Radio Show. So when I say, where you from, Dr. Johnny?
Jacksonville, Florida. Duval.
JB, we got to work. JB, we gonna have to work on that one, man. We gonna have to work on that one, man. I'm not gonna take up this time now, man, because it's all about the book. But we'll definitely get back on that one, man. And I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you being a guest on the show today, man, and coming on and coming to talk about your book, From Failure to Faith to Freedom. I mean, that title alone, man, is just super incredible. And I've been reading books, and I'm an avid reader. So one of the things I can say about this book, just right off the rip, and I think this is very important about what we were just talking about. In reading this book, I'm gonna say this to you before you get into telling everybody what the book is about, what was the inspiration for the book. This book is a good read because it is well written. I mean, I'm giving you all of the credit. I don't know if you had a really good editor for your book, man, but this book is very well. I mean, the layout is very well laid out, and it's very well written because a lot of times when you read books from authors, like the first-time authors, sometimes it's not a good read. But this is, I mean,
Right.
You laid this out, man. So I don't know if it was you. I'm giving you 100% of the credit, or if you had like an extraordinary editor that helped you out with this, man. But either way, man, hey, it came out. You have an excellent product here, man, that you should be extremely proud of.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm thankful, man. God has really blessed me, and it was really all him. I did go through a publisher. Some of the books is my publisher, but they did a great job taking my thoughts, my manual, and just capturing everything that I envisioned for it to be. And so yeah, man, I'm extremely excited, and I appreciate you having me on the show, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know we're gonna do that, man, because we brothers for real, man. I mean, that's why I said that's
Yeah.
I said, they said, who come on? I said, JB. They was like, who? I'm like, they don't know about JB, so I ain't gonna talk about JB. But let's just start from the top. So what was the inspiration? I mean, how did you come up with the idea? What was you thinking? How long was it in the mind before it got to the paper?
Well, I tell you, it probably was about 8 years ago when I really, my wife and I, my family, we've gone to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, in fact, for Thanksgiving. And I remember, waking up that Thursday morning, and I didn't know whether or not I just woke up with it on my mind or if I had a dream or whatever, but it was just loud and clear. I need to write a book, and I thought, man, that's just crazy. There is no way. That's just crazy. And so I kind of blew it off, and then the next night woke up the following morning, that Friday morning, and just clear as day, I needed to write a book, and so of course at that point I don't know, I have no idea what it's going to be about. I have nothing, and God just meant I was just trying to be obedient to what was on my heart. And I went and got some paper and a pad and pen, and it was pretty incredible because the Lord gave me the introduction just like I'm talking to you now. It was just laid out. It was 2 paragraphs introduction, and I thought, man, this is going to be great. But then all of a sudden, it was just we came back home, and of course, you go on vacation, everything is great. You come back home to reality.
Right.
You got work, you got other things that come in play. And so, over a period of about 8 years, I was working on it on and off. But it was really one of those things that started about 8 years ago. And this past 2017, we went to Gatlinburg for Christmas. Spent the whole week up there, and it was at that time I really wanted to finish it. I didn't know where I was going to cut it off. I just went with the anticipation of finishing it, and man, God allowed me to finish it.
Wow. And the reason I wanted you to share that with everybody is because, most times when you write a book, it kind of plays out like that. Like very rarely do you get that inspiration and then you go write, and it's like, it's usually a period of time that it takes, but it really speaks to the testament of God, because, and it has to be from God, because anything else over an 8-year time period, you'd have put it down. It wouldn't even been, but you'd have shrugged it off, like you said, like, oh, that ain't, I had a thought, it was a fleeting moment, but the fact that it stayed with you, was in your spirit, and then when you got down to the point where you, like you said, when you started to write, then you, not only did you start to write it, but then you had the content. The content was still relevant for you, and you still had the wherewithal to get through that. So we're gonna jump right into the book, because I know it's so many parts to it, and I just want to, I guess I could just throw out some code words, and you can just kind of speak on that. So tell us about March of 1996.
So March of 1996 is when I say my eyes were open. That's when my eyes really got open my eyes to really show me myself. And prior to that, it was really all about me. Doing what I wanted to do, and I mean, you know how we were in school, and
No, don't start, Johnny. Don't start.
I'll tell y'all something.
They don't know that song.
I believe that, but it was one of those times, man, when just a reality check, just hit, and I'm really going in detail and talking about that in the book. But I had my moment where I realized, I needed to give control to the Lord, because what I was doing and making decisions, man, nothing was working. it seemed like every decision that I made, I just found myself like, man, why did I do that? Or man, that didn't come out the way that I wanted it to.
Right.
And I just realized, man, it was time to give control to the one who can make it happen. And so that was my wake up moment in '96. And from that standpoint, man, my desire, and from '96 even up until now as I'm talking, was to live for Christ and bringing glory for my life. And so all of my past experiences in life, it's really interesting because one of the things I've learned and I'm still learning is that God really doesn't waste any hurt or any of our bad decisions in life. He uses everything. And one of the things that I realized is that even though the choices that I made led to some of the biggest failures in my life, still, he could turn that around and use for my good.
Wow.
And that's what he's done, man. He's done so much more than I deserve. But it really boiled down to 6 principles that I implemented in my life. And that's what I wrote about in the book. 6 principles that radically changed my life.
Man, that's a perfect segue. I know I was joking about the way we were. I guess that's the way you would put it. And just thinking on that, and I'm gonna bring it home a little bit, even a little bit deeper. I was listening to this Judge Kavanaugh hearing, today that they were doing for him to be, his nomination for the Supreme Court, and the stuff that they was talking about, that they went on and on about what he did in high school and doing his freshman year in college, right? That was like the whole topic. They ain't talking about when he was in his 30s, when he was in his 40s. It was like 35 years ago. You was at a beach party, and so first I was like, man, this dude is being real, defensive. But on the way driving into the studio, I got to thinking, I was like, man, some of that stuff was just grace, because we was breaking all kinds of laws, but we were so young, we didn't even realize. I was like, I didn't know that was a crime. I'm like, I thought we were just being cool, and we was just Hannah Park and going to a set, and I was like, nah, bro, you was breaking laws. I was like, oh man, so that was grace, just to add to what you were saying there. And I know in the book, like you said, that you had 6 principles, and I've been taking notes on the principles. So, go ahead and start, just share with us about each one of those principles, and how did they come about, and just kind of talk us through those 6 principles.
Okay. So let me preface that with back in 1991, once I graduated from high school, went on to college, and during that time the dream was to go to college. And when we left off, for a lot of us go to school and deal with all that kind of stuff. And it was during those times that I made some choices that were not good choices. And one of the things that really drives me now, even more so, and I teach this to my kids, and even down at the college where I teach, when I have an opportunity to talk to students, I always tell them, man, every decision has a consequence. Everyone. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the choice of decision, it's going to have a consequence, whether it's good outcome or bad outcome, there's going to be a consequence.
Right. Definitely.
And so, during that time, especially when you're young, you don't really think about those things. Just like you just mentioned with the judge, being nominated for the highest score in the land, I'm sure now, looking back, he probably thought, as he was sitting there being grilled, man, I made some dumb decisions back then, and now look at how they're coming back at me. And so,
Right.
we have to be with that, But in 1996, man, when I realized, the direction of my life wasn't going in the direction that I wanted it to. I didn't see all of the success and just life, the abundant life. I just, it just wasn't there. I got tired of just going through every decision, not turning out right. So you have to think. I kind of talked about that in the book. So,
Right.
1996, when I had that change of heart, and then, as I write about the book, the six principles, that really I implemented, that really got from my heart. He showed me these are some things that I needed to do. And I think most people will probably agree. If you talk to most people, they'll say, yeah, I was raised in church and I went to church. I went to church. And it stops at that. But it's so much more life. It's much more than just attendance and just visiting a building that's called a church, And so it has to be much more than it has to be real. And so that's really kind of like the first principle I kind of talk about is, what is faith? What is faith? There are so many misunderstandings of what faith really is. Some people will just say, yeah, I got faith, it all work out. Well, that sounds great. But the true faith has to have a source behind it. And if I always tell people, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll get the same results. You can't do the same thing hoping for different results. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I started with just kind of, talking about that aspect in itself, because it's just like a house, man. If you build a house, your foundation, is not solid. It doesn't matter how much you invest in that house. It doesn't matter how much you add on in that house. If that foundation is not strong, you're gonna have some problems eventually.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like where I was with that. I had a good start from the foundation. I had good parents, great parents that we went to church and all that kind of stuff. But church is about a relationship, and there was that wasn't really the case. It was just a matter of being able to say, man, I'm in church, and so we all have to come to the point of understanding what faith really is and what it consists of, and not just from our perspective, what the scriptures say about it.
Exactly, and that was my big takeaway from that first principle, which was just having a clear understanding of what faith really is, and then that was a great segue into the second principle, which is, true faith must be grounded, and I thought that was pretty deep as well.
Yeah, because when we said that we had, and this goes for all of us, that substance that we hope for, the evidence not seen. But the thing of it is we will see something and it doesn't look like it's going to work for us, and we give up on it. And that's one of the things that I try to in my life, when I get involved with something, man, I've got to be 100% involved. I've got to be 100% in. I can't do it. That's just how God has wired me. I've got to be all in. And so what I mean by that is this. If I say that I've got faith, God, that He's going to work this situation out or that situation out, I need to let Him have it. And I need to let Him work. And sometimes, it doesn't happen as fast as we might want to, because I think we've kind of got desensitized to what faith being grounded really means. It means trust, and it means relying on our Creator. But we have this microwave mentality from the society that we live in that's created this perception that, man, you know what? I'm supposed to have that like right now. And
right.
I think about our kids, and I love what you're doing with the idea of teaching finance to teenagers, because that mentality, man, right now, no, you got to put your time in, you got to work. And from a spiritual perspective, we got to give God a chance to work, because here's what I've learned, and I'm still learning. There are things that He lines up for us that we can't, and we don't have a clue what He's doing. If I pray for something right now, and God just answers that prayer right then and there, am I going to really give Him the glory for answering my prayer, or is it more or less I'm taking the focus and I'm taking the glory? We get so attached to that right now. So that was one of the things that I kind of really wanted to talk about and focus on a little bit in the book is, it's got to be grounded. We got to know for sure that it's Him and not us. Because a lot of times we'll manipulate things to go the way that we want it to go. You know what I mean? Right.
Because and you just alluded to that in the previous statement by saying we'll pray for something, ask for it, but if it's not on our timeline, then we'll start meddling, as I would call it. We'll start meddling with things to try to speed up the process. And when we really should just, like you said, just, put the seed in the ground and just leave it alone, and just have faith that when you go and come, at some point when you go and come, it's gonna be there. It's gonna start to bear fruit. But like you said, I don't know if it's society or people. Sometimes we say we praying for it and we asking God for it, but then we don't go that extra step, which is to allow, no matter how long it's gonna take for it to come, just know that it is gonna come. It's gonna happen, but you don't have to be on a certain timetable. And I think number three, the third principle was the one that really kind of struck me, because it really talked about what we're saying now. Is like faith is directly related to what we believe about God. And then you gave some different examples about, and that's what when I opened the show and I talked about why we don't do different religions, but the truth of the matter is, depending on your religion and your belief system, you could be doing a lot of good things, either positive or negative, in the name of God. Did we lose
Went
you?
out.
Oh, you went out? You there?
Okay, I got you now.
Okay. But I was just saying that, on that third principle with faith, and when you mentioned that faith is directly related to what we believe about God, and how that could be really, spin in either a positive or a negative sense based on what our belief system is.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, what we believe is directly connected to how we live. It really is. Because if we believe that He is truly a holy and a righteous God, and that He can be trusted, and that He's sovereign, and that He loves us unconditionally, and that He will do everything for us in His power. He did the greatest thing He could do, but He's still working on our behalf. If we truly believe that, man, we wouldn't be stressed about anything. We wouldn't be stressed about anything. But what we tend to do is, again, it goes back really to that first principle, because we can't see it, so we don't believe it.
Wow. That's deep. Now, that's deep. And then going into the fourth principle, I thought that was a pretty powerful one too, is understanding what our greatest need is. And when I read about what is our greatest need, I was like, wow, that's pretty deep as well. So what about?
Man, I tell you, man, one of the things that growing up, parents really want all parents want their kids to be successful. Whether that be, good job, family, college degree, all those kind of things. And I'm not saying those things are bad things to desire. I mean, those are great things. Those really are good things. But really, when we look at just the evidence around us now, man, we've got people that are extremely successful, extremely wealthy, but why are they doing the things they do? It's not really a financial issue because they've got money. It's not necessarily an intellectual issue because they've got all kinds of degrees and letters behind their name. Our greatest need is a change of heart. We've got a heart problem. We can look at our society and we can see people have callous attitudes towards the life of another person. Man, something's wrong with that. That's not an economic issue. That's not a society. That's not a gender or racial issue. That's a societal issue, and that can only be changed and addressed by addressing the condition of a heart. There's a problem when a child or teenager can commit a heinous act against his parents. I mean, that's crazy.
Wow.
So we see that stuff playing out all the time. And so, our greatest need is to have a changed heart, and there's only one that can do that. There's only one.
That's deep. And principle number 5, making the right decision. And how making the right decision, and I think we touched on this a little earlier, can have ramifications, throughout life.
Yeah, man. I reflected back, my dad would tell me certain things, and, you know, when we were in school, I thought, man, you know, you don't understand it. It's okay. It's good. You know, I understand that. And that's kind of a misconception, me thinking at 17, 18 years old, that I've got life figured out, and I know what I need to do. I know what I don't need to do. But what Dad was really telling me is, son, you still have a lot of growing to do. You still have a lot of growing to do. And the decisions that you make are going to impact your life good in ways personally as well as in the future. You know, and I think about one of the things he told me, bro. He said, I'm going to tell you, there's nothing good that's happening after 12 o'clock at night. You know, you want to hang out. You got to go
I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't even gonna.
He told me, man, he said the only thing open is Crystal Drive. So what were you? What you doing?
He was like, I was just leaving McDonald's and then.
And then,
Oh man, boy, you struck a chord then. That was it. That was a good one. That was a good one, man.
So it is, you know, he told me that only thing is to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, and that's so true. You know, and you know, we tell our young people, it really, I'm gonna tell you, man, it really gets me when I see, you know, turn on the news and mom, you know, she's crying on TV because her son got in something with the police, and you know, that stuff happens. But what always is interesting to me is the time when it happens.
Right.
It's not during the daytime. Man, it's late at night. It's,
Right.
you know, the wee hours in the morning. What are you doing out there?
Like, what's he doing up 3
We
in
gotta
the morning?
be smarter than that.
Right.
We got to be smarter than that. We really do.
Right. I totally agree. I totally agree. In the sixth one, in the final principle, which was faith must be radical.
Yeah. You know, when a person has a change of heart, their destiny changes. And what I mean by that is,
Whoa.
you can be headed for a path of success, path of happiness, a path of having an abundant life that you know, the Bible talks about, or you can be headed on that path of destruction. But what happens is a radical change has to occur. It's really crazy, the radical thing. When Christ comes into a person, he changes the person. He doesn't change the outside in. He changes them from the inside out. Because here's what happens. When that heart is radically changed, and when the light comes on, and you see things totally different, you look through a different perspective. And so when I look at them and I view things the way that I view them now, I view them through Christ and through a heart of love and through a heart of change. And it's a selfless kind of approach. You know, those things that I used to do and things that I used to decide to do that I thought were okay, even I knew that they were wrong. Man, that's gone. And so that radical change starts on the inside and it works its way out. And that's when you have a changed person. See, all of the things that we really can witness now as we stand out society, man, that stuff is not going to change until a person changes from the inside out. Because really, all of us are selfish. We want what we want it now. And unfortunately, we've got so desensitized to sin and to a point where, man, we'll go and take somebody else's hard work that they worked hard for. We'll go take from them like nothing wrong.
Wow.
So it has to be a radical change, and that's what happens. And I know because it happened to me. It happened to me, and it started from the inside. And so, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm excited about it, and I like to talk about it because, you know, I'm still JB.
I know, no, you ain't JB. You called up here talking about Dr. Johnny. I was like,
exactly.
Man, you can't just come and kick our table over, man. We showing you love.
Where you from?
But what's different view things. I look at things totally different, and that's only because of the practice on my heart and how he's changed my heart and he's changed my direction and focus. You know, I mean, the things that he's allowed me to accomplish and all those things, and it's really the difference. You know, back in the day, before 1996, man, I'd have been, you know, this is me, look at me, you know, I've accomplished this, I've accomplished that, I've done that. But what I do now is I look for opportunities to pour my life with other people. And what God has given me now is a platform to do that. You know, by going through and finishing school and getting all the degrees that I have, I'm working on a second master's degree now in pastoral counseling. But all of those things, here's what I want to do with that. I want to be able to be in a position where God can use me to pour my life in other people. And you know, that kind of platform, I mean, I'm talking to CEOs and directors of companies all the time, and multi-million-dollar companies. And here's the funny thing, they will reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn or some kind of meeting that I might go to, and they see Dr. Johnny Bowman, and that's what fascinates them, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not a title person. I'm not a upfront person. I'm comfortable when God has called me to do something. But I want to use that platform, man, to reach others and help others. And I like what you said again, going back to our young people. Listen, if we're not talking about legacy, if we're not talking about leaving a foundation, starting them off on a strong foundation, we're not doing what we're called to do.
Right.
We're just not.
Right.
And all the stuff that we accumulate right now in this lifetime,
Oh, it's gone.
guess what?
It's gone.
Man, it's going to burn up.
Yeah.
It's going to burn up.
Yeah. It's nothing. Because if you think about the people that have preceded us, you know, in transition, like our grandparents, or you like all that stuff there, you don't have that truck and that car and them clothes and them shoes. All that stuff is just, it just goes away. But the name, you know, your name is something that people can stand on for generations. You know, the Thompsons, the Bowmans, you know, all these different names and who you are. So, and that's something else that as you're building and like you said, as you're pouring into people. And I think one of the biggest things about your story that's compelling is this, that there was a before and this is just the after. Because all the time I always tell people, and even with, you know, that was the genesis of me starting this show, was because so many people I felt like from a personal finance standpoint were hurting, in battle, didn't know what to do, ashamed, don't want to talk about it. And I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do it initially because I was like, man, I don't want to tell my story. I don't want to tell these people I had a bank run, I lost all this money, I had a car repo. Coming from church, I had a car repo. But what God started telling me was like, why don't you tell your story? And as you tell your story, you will be able to help other people. And people, and I've always been the type like, I don't want to hear from somebody who learned it in a textbook or that's theory. I want to hear, if I want to get off of drugs, I want to talk to a junkie. I want to talk to somebody who's been through it. Yeah, like you tell me, like, man, nah, you're going to be throwing up, you're going to have the chills. I'm like, okay, I get it. But if some counselor came talking to me like, hey, you know, it's going to be all right. You just need to be, you know, having willpower to do it. It's like, nah, I don't need to talk to you. I need to talk to somebody who's been through it. So, and not giving away the book, but the first, and I'll end it on this. I'm going to tell y'all, when y'all go and pick up this book, right? When you pick up Dr. Johnny Bowman's book, From Failure to Faith to Freedom, I'm going to share this with you, just this little segment. The first 5, it's like a movie. The first 5 pages is going to have you like, wow. You're not going to be able to put the book down. Because and the thing that got me, I was like, man, I know JB. I was like, I ain't know all this. I was like, oh my gosh. I ran in the room like, Tanya, this and that. She was like, what? I was like, listen, I ain't know. I said, JB, I ain't. But I was like, wow. It just goes to show you about even the people that we know, we really, sometimes we don't know the things that everybody's been through and the stuff that they've overcome, man. So, I mean, for you and your walk and where you've come from and what you've accomplished, that's the thing that people don't get out of this book. What you accomplished, just from a mindset standpoint, and going back and not getting just your bachelor's degree and then your master's and your doctoral degree and not working on a second. That's just, I mean, that's phenomenal to think from where you were to where you are.
Yeah.
And that's just, and again, that's just a testament for God to use that platform for you to tell other people, like, you may think it's not possible, but look at me. Like, Who would ever thought that, you know?
But you know what, man? There was a time that, you know, back then, 28 years ago, man, I was embarrassed. I was shameful. And that's a reflection of really what sin and a life of disobedience really is all about. But it was years later on that I realized, you know what? There's got to be something good in this story. And what you said is so true, because people will remember, they'll hear what you say, but they remember what you do. They remember what you've done. And so to be able to say, hey, look, man, I know where that is headed. You don't want to go down that road. And then on the other side of that, to say, hey, man, okay, look, you went down that road. Here's a way out. Let me just tell you how you can overcome that. And so the whole purpose that I really wanted to focus on is just to give hope to people. And another thing, and I'll end it on this, the principles that we just talked about, they apply to any situation. You know, it doesn't matter what the failure is. All of us have failures in our life, and we haven't experienced failure. We are going to experience failure because we're human and we're going to make mistakes. But here's something that I've learned, and I'm trying to continue to apply to my life. I can increase the probability of making a good decision, regardless of what this decision is about, if I implement these 6 principles. If I follow these 6 principles, I can make the best decision, and I have a higher probability that it's going to be beneficial not only for the right now, but throughout eternity. It's a paradigm shift in thinking, and it's a perspective change. And so, but I'm excited about it. I can talk to you all night.
Hey man, well tell everybody where they can go pick up a copy, because we need some action now. So where can they go and get a copy of the book?
Okay, so right now the book is available on Amazon.com. It's also available on Kindle and ebook form. You can order it on Books A Million. You can also get it at Barnes Noble. You can also order it through Jet.com. There's several other sites that you can get it on. But probably Amazon, if you got Prime, you can still get it in like a day or so. And the book is $11. You know, and for me, honestly, I can't tell you how many books I've just given away, because it's more about getting the message out. I'm not concerned about, you know, talking and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, that's not even my word, because God is the one who laid on my heart to write it. This is his business to get it out. And
Right.
So that's what I'm trusting, and believing that he's going to use it to help people. And then next week, I'll be on, I'm scheduled to be on River City Live right here in Jacksonville next week on Channel 4, just talking about the book.
Wow, congratulations on that one, man. You got to send me the info so we can blast that out, man, on social media and Twitter and everything, man. And you know, keep us in the loop, man, because you know I appreciate you taking the time out your busy day and your life to, you know, come and share with us. And like I said, man, it's an excellent book, excellent read. You all go out, take some action, go out, support the book. You know, get a copy. Matter of fact, buy a few copies, because $11. You know, that ain't, you know, we spend more on that on, you know, a couple of different things like boxes of chicken and things of that nature. So buy a few copies and give some to somebody, you know, bless somebody's life with it. And JB, you keep us in the loop, man, and congratulations on this one.
Great Christmas gifts.
Thank you,
You
bro.
know, great Christmas gift. You know, stocking stuff, you know, nothing like inspirational. And, you know, let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you, you know, move your platform forward. We definitely will be here for you.
Well, brother, I appreciate that, man. You keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, I can't stop. I got to go to 1,000. I'm only at 9. What am I on? I'm on 71. So we got a little ways to go, but we ain't gonna never stop this. We ain't never stopping, bro. We there. We there. So we appreciate you, brother. You have a good evening.
You too, brother. Thank you, now.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, great show, man, and you know, that is the book of the week. You know, from failure to faith to freedom, and I could definitely say, like I said, I done read through the book. I've looked at all the different principles, and just having some structure from that standpoint, just having those 5 pillars or principles in place, like he said, will increase the probability of you having a positive outcome. Just if you take the time to think, like, You know, is God in this, or is this me? Is it being radical? You know, do I understand my faith? Am I being faithful? Am I just slowing down enough for you to? Because we sow the seed and want it to like pop right out. Like it don't even work like that in nature, right? Everything has a gestational period. Even if a woman, if you impregnate a woman, if she has the baby too early, what happens? It's premature. It's not ready, right? The baby may survive, but may have some kind of birth defect or may have some kind of developmental delays because it's not ready. So it's the same thing with us. When God puts a seed into our life, we got to give it time to germinate, give it time to grow, and then when you're ready to birth it, it'll be a full-grown, fully realized idea, principle, action, and you be ready to go. So don't rush it, you know, because sometimes when we rush it, that's when you really get into trouble. Spending, you know, investing in the wrong things and ate the wrong thing, did wrong. So this book is really, really, really crucial. And like I said, I wasn't just saying that because it was JB. I read tons of books. I've read thousands of books in my lifetime. This book, this is one of the best written books. I mean, well written that I've ever read. And I was like, my goodness, I want to get his editor. I want to write. I think I'm gonna do me one of these. I'm like, boy, I need one of these real quick. But I want everybody to have a beautiful weekend. Thank you all for joining the show. Make sure that you share the show with other people. Let them know that we're doing some good things over here at DKM Radio and the Daily Bread Radio Show. We're here every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. DKM Radio, Facebook Live. I want to thank everybody for joining. I see all of the comments. I'll make sure I respond to all of the comments. Make sure you go out and check out Dr. Johnny Bowman's book, you know, From Failure to Faith to Freedom. And just, you know, hey, improve our lives and improve the lives of our loved ones. So y'all have a beautiful evening. Hey! And we always got to end on a good note. That's, hey, boy. I got to hear that song for the first time. I thought that's how that song make you want to, like, oh.